So you damn well know that I wouldn't pass on this one. I'm a little late, but I'm here. My beautiful babies from NMIXX, my little vocal miracles, just had a comeback and I am here to support. So since it's NMIXX, I'm not gonna do the traditional music video compared to live performance because I mean, we know what it is. But I will look at their It's live performance and I'm gonna look at their dance practice, which I know it's a little atypical, but they sang live while dancing the entire choreo. And I need to see that. Let's go. Ah, they look so cute. Look at the outfits.
Love me like this, and I love it right back. Oh my god, oh yeah. Let me hear say yeah.
Well, NMIXX, outside of being a really good vocalist, they still do maintain pretty difficult choreo. So very similar to ITZY, they do mostly prefer power singing, which is incredibly stable even during the movement. And you can hear immediately the resistance in their voice. Like it's very stable. There's no type of like a breathiness in it. It's just very stable, straight tones that you can support even if you move a lot.
Oh my god, oh yeah. Let me hear say yeah. 숨겨놨던 맘속 뒷부시 나는 펼쳐봐 느껴지는 fist, oh yeah. Don't run away, yeah. Not now. 조금만 heart 옆에 꽃이 피워봐 삶속에 들이내려봐. If you wanna be my lover 다친 맘을 낮게 들어. If you wanna be your way.
I like her. She has a very animated voice. You can clearly see who's leaning more into rap and who's like the typical singer. Typical singers are always gonna try for like a little bit of a beauty singing, so the tones are very balanced. While on the other side, you have rappers who are trying to animate their voice as much as possible. There's like little hiccups, the na-na-na-na-na, very typical. And it's super playful and cute. Super sweet and smooth movement through that passaggio. That fluent ascending kind of notion up was super nice. That's my powerhouse right there. I'm gonna definitely talk more about Lily. I'm actually planning on having an entire video about Lily performance very, very soon.
Love me like this, love me like that, love me like this, love me like that, love me like this, and I love you right back.
Oh, I like that ascending kind of feeling of the music. It has a lot of drive in it, kind of in combo with that very narrow kind of chorus under it. I don't even know if we can call it chorus. But we have this very narrow kind of monotone repetition and the music is ascending in the background, kind of creating the contrast. Ah, that's really nice. A really nice rundown. I love that. Also, there's been a lot of harmony in this comeback. I've seen the a cappella kind of showcase of the album. Lots and lots of harmony. Sometimes really interesting combinations of voices. And I'm super happy that they're doing more and more of that. Really nice riff down. Whoa! That was really sweet. We've talked about her voice on TikTok a little bit, and I really, really love how she's kind of creating a little bit of a bass sound for the entirety of the group. In that a cappella showcase, if you haven't seen them, please go and check that out. It was really, really good. But she is kind of creating a really nice, rounded and warm bass for the rest of the group, because the rest of the group, a lot of really bright, powerful, shiny, metallic voices. So she's very, very, very important and really incredible member of the group. I also really like her a lot. Her voice is very, very, very balanced. For example, Lily, the moment she enters her mix, you can immediately hear the change in the timbre. It's very typical for Lily. And then she goes higher and higher, and it's basically thinning out, but it's never losing its value. It's kind of just getting more squished and a little bit more bright. But her voice is very nicely balanced across her register. So it has a little bit of a warmth in it and a little bit of a roundness, and she's carrying it into the higher tones as well. So she's creating a really, really cool kind of a contrast to Lily, which is another main singer, which is more bright and more metallic. So I love them together. That ad-lib was very Christina Aguilera-esque. Especially with it kind of like ascending feeling of the music. That little belt into it was so, so, so nice. Literally Christina. Such a healthy, clear belt. Look how she's also opening and dropping the jaw. So there's really pretty resistance, but no kind of straining feeling or like, right? You can see that someone is straining when like they're literally kind of squishing the tone out of it. She's really open, really fronted sound. Lily, per usual, completely effortless. Her voice is incredible. But again, I'm planning on an entire video on Lily, so... I absolutely love the layering of this song. It does have a big, like a throwback vibe for sure. So if they went for a little bit of like 2015, maybe something between 2010 and 15, I would believe that. It's definitely pretty authentic. Well done. Well done. All right, now we're gonna look at least at little snippets of their dance practice.
Love me like this, love me like that, love me like this, and I love like that.
That's a great tone. That's a well-supported tone that you can put in a really fast choreo. I've talked about this a couple of times before, that if you do have a very heavy choreo, or you have a group that not only focuses on singing, but also on dancing, which there's just a couple of groups that really are capable of perfectly balancing the vocals and dancing, right? The choreo needs to complement the singing, and the singing needs to complement the choreo, because there are certain movements that will push on your breath, that will really destabilize you a lot. And then there are certain tones that even in the slightest choreo you will have issues with, right? The more breathier tones are going to be a little bit more difficult to maintain. Belts, weirdly enough, that's probably going to be a little weird for a lot of people, but belts, since they have such a strong support, a lot of times are the best option to go with. Because if you are belting and you do have a good core support and you're holding that tone really strong, you can do quite a lot of movement because you have that tone under full control. It's really locked in comparison to a lot of pitch movement, kind of like a runs or very light, airy feeling, right? That's gonna get destabilized very fast. And with a choreo, you gotta be mindful of the movement of the body and of how it's gonna, interact with air, with the diaphragm, and all of that stuff. So I'm sorry. So that it's very belty. Hey, super belty. If she goes full power with it, she should be really nicely able to hold it. So that was a good choice. Hear how it gets a little louder when she goes up. So it is very typical, nicely supported belt. The more she goes higher and she opens more, the more massive the tone actually gets. From the whole group, she probably had it the most difficult. She's getting the very romantic parts. She is using a couple of embellishments too. So there's a little bit of like a riff here and there. It's more of, the rest of them have very straight tones, strong support. She has a little bit more movement, a little bit more kind of aesthetics in her singing. Baby, right? A little bit of like an extra thing, and she's creating a great contrast to those strong, bright tones. This is so much movement. This is so much movement. This has to be an absolute killer. Their breath control has to be slowly dwindling. For example, climb down like the, very difficult. You cannot definitely go very romantically with it or like a little bit more. No way. So you have to have an impact on every tone. Maybe it's not very lightweight rundown, but this is what they can really afford to do with that much movement. And it's still really, really admirable that they hold it together. There's also no other option for those notes than a little cry at the very end. If even cry can stabilize the kind of the belted tone, right? You can really cut into it or like jump into it and kind of cut out for the cry. I really have to say that also ad-libs are really well distributed because nobody's kind of forcing to do like too much in a row. It's nicely distributed that people have a time to kind of manage and catch up on their breath. That you could tell that was pulled from the core. You can hear that support. Really, really, really cool. Also, that gave her tone so much kind of mass and feeling of like a lot of substance. It was really nice. The breath support on that girl is insane. And she just continued with most of the ad-libs after that. I'm just... Damn. The funny thing about this whole performance is that this was not supposed to be a vocal performance whatsoever. This is a dance practice, and this is where they were about to present the whole dance, the choreography, and it went viral because of the vocals. That's where you see how well balanced of a group NMIXX is, and I am advocating for them everywhere, all the time. They are an absolute jewel of the 4th generation, especially when it comes to their vocals and the fact that they do not shy from a really difficult choreographies, even though they know that they will have to deliver on the vocal line. So yeah, NMIXX absolutely killing it. Yet another comeback. But I am gonna be very soon reacting to Lily's solo performance of Symphony. So I hope you are gonna be interested in that. If you will be interested in that, please don't forget to subscribe right here. Here is the video that YouTube actually recommends for you. And here is rest of my Korean reactions. Please stay safe and healthy. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.